Infants with FAS often have difficulty sleeping and do not develop a pattern of night and day sleeping. Clearly, all of us want our children to sleep all night when we bring them home from the hospital. And for these children, it's very difficult. And this extends through their childhood and into early adolescence.
In our culture as natives, we look at a lot of nature, right? So it was very common for us to let the kids crawl into bed with us and sleep with us, you know, because you don't see any other bird kicking their babies out of the nest, do they, till they're ready to fly, right? Which was good for that nurturing, that bonding and stuff. But these don't leave.
Yes, they don't.
And they're hard to sleep with.
Yeah, but there's trash in there.
They're pushing so much against you that you feel like you're being pushed out. So
yeah.
And would you like a pillow?
Even older children have trouble going to sleep. A sleeping bag or bed covers with extra weight may help. So will a very consistent bedtime routine. For children who wake during the night, you may want to develop a list of acceptable activities to occupy them while you sleep.
Or you could tell your bear a story, okay? But no running around. You need to stay in your bed.
And then, despite your best efforts, always be prepared for some wakeful nights.
I'm not gonna go sleep.
Getting Mike to bed is one of the toughest things that I do every day. He is never ready to go to sleep. It doesn't matter what time he got up, what kind of activities he had during the day. It's a struggle every night.
The end.
The end, that's right. Okay, well, wait a second now.
No!
Okay. We had to develop a routine. We had to start having some kind of signals long before bedtime, things like a snack. He could watch a particular show that he liked. We have a book, and we sing a song, sometimes a couple of songs. It depends on how willing he is to let go that night. It changes from day to day. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Sometimes he is willing to separate from me right away. But we always do our ABC song and a couple of other songs, whichever ones he likes. And he knows his ABCs. I'm very proud of him.
When our daughter was about 6, she started not sleeping. And through trial and error, we learned to strip her room. We took off the wallpaper, we painted it a soft color, we put a carpet on the floor, we took down borders, put away all toys at night, took down many blinds and curtains that would cast shadows. That sort of thing really seemed to help her.
It was really strange because Jess was a girl after having 3 boys, and this was going to be our princess room with all the pretty colors and the bedspread that matched the wall and the pillow, and we had a fish tank in there so she could watch the fish. All the things that were, in the end, keeping her awake.
White noise from a fan or a humidifier, or quiet music from a radio can help mask household noises that might distract your child at bedtime. Avoid naps for older children, and put infants in their cribs when they are drowsy, not yet asleep, so they learn to fall asleep there.
All children tend to have difficulty with transitions. It's hard to leave one activity and move on to another. For children with FAS who may not internalize behaviors well, transitions are particularly difficult, and that might be waking up in the morning, moving from breakfast to getting your school bag ready, coming home from school, within school, moving from room to room, or moving from your homeroom to recess or lunch, going to bed. Any change in the routine is a transition.
Girls, in 5 minutes, it's going to be time to come in. So I'll come out again and remind you. 5 minutes.
Preparing children for transitions gives them a sense of security and routine. By letting children know ahead of time what is going to happen next.
Elise, I need to go to the store and I want you to go with me. So I'm going to set the timer, and when it dings, then we'll turn the TV off and get our coats on.
You may be able to ease your child through a change in activity or location. Still, sometimes tantrums are inevitable.
With my son, there are very slight signs that something is about to happen. If we're out in a public place, I take him right to the door and get down on his level. I'm firm in my tone of voice and say, you need to keep yourself together for X amount of time. The other thing, sometimes he just needs to let it out. He's laid down in the middle of the aisle in the grocery store and just screamed and screamed, and I stepped over him and kept shouting.
Good for you. Good for you.
And I went back and I leaned over and I said, are you done? And he said, yeah. And he got up and we finished shouting. But he also needs to be stopped. He doesn't know how to stop. So at some point, I do need to say, that's enough.
Try a shower or gentle massage to help a child get going in the morning. Structure your child's active time as much as possible so that there are fewer opportunities to get out of control. Always make sure your child is well rested if he has to break with his usual routine.